We keep meeting like this.
I am not sitting with no Saja boy. What's up?
At this point, everyone's familiar with K-pop demon hunters. It became a sensation overnight, skyrocketing as one of the most popular animated films in recent years, and it's easy to see why. Everyone loves relatable female leads, compelling villains, and a catchy soundtrack. More than that, the film has so much potential to turn into an ongoing franchise because many questions were left unanswered. As fans take it upon themselves to answer some of these questions, they create compelling theories that will change how we view K-pop demon hunters forever. Today's video will dive into a theory that's making its rounds online. Are Rumi and Mystery half-siblings?
Look, if I help him, he's promised to erase my memories, and those voices in my head will be gone.
Number 1. Rumi's missing father. One of those unanswered questions that have fans desperate for a sequel is the fate of Rumi's father. According to the fans and Celine, we know that Rumi is the daughter of a former Sunlight sister and a demon, making her a half-demon with markings and dormant abilities. We learn throughout the film that Rumi's mother died shortly after her birth and made Celine promise to protect and raise her daughter before her passing. Celine becomes Rumi's adoptive mother, teaching her to hide her demonic connections and raising her to become an elite hunter. However, Celine never mentions Rumi's father or what happened to him. Rumi doesn't mention her father either, even after meeting Jinu, who knows the truth about what Rumi is. Granted, Jinu doesn't ask who Rumi inherited her markings from, but I was surprised that she didn't mention her father or ask about his fate once, especially once she's learned that not all demons were as evil as they appeared. So Rumi's father is missing in the wind, and while we can assume he's dead, it's also possible that he's hiding somewhere else. He might even have another family or different children raised to embrace their demonic side.
By Kima to break us apart. No more hiding. No more lies.
Number 2. The origin of the Saja boys. Guima has fought against hunters for centuries, constantly losing to each generation and the Hunmoon they protect. It's clear that every demon knows what their ultimate goal is, and if they're loyal enough, then they'll gladly sacrifice themselves to confront the hunters to secure a win for their leader. Most of them seem to act on Guima's command, blindly acting on his order. The first time they make real progress against Huntrix is when Jinu steps up, bringing his plan to attack the fans using a demon-made K-pop band. His plan works and the Saja boys rise to the top of the charts within a few weeks. However, when he proposes the idea of a demon boy band, he comes prepared with his group members, their signature poses, and their human disguises in mind. He put a lot of thought and effort into the Saja boys before approaching Guima, which begs the question, where did he find demons willing to go along with his strange plan, and how did he recruit them? If the half-sibling theory holds weight, then Mystery's motivations for joining the Saja boys are pretty clear. If he knew that Rumi was his older sister, perhaps because their father told him, then he might have jumped at the chance to reach the human world, where he could see his sister close up for the first time. However, realizing that she's a hunter who despises demons, he chose not to make contact. It's also possible that Jinu heard rumors about Mystery's father having former relations with humans. If Jinu needed to form a group that could act naturally around humans and easily hide within their society as K-pop idols, then he couldn't pick from the demons we saw at the start of the film, who gave themselves away with their peculiar behaviors and tongue-tied phrases. I have a feeling he carefully handpicked the members of the Saja boys and Mystery's lessons from his father, who might have loved a human at some point and even lived among them for a short time. Would have been an invaluable asset. It would have been a mutually beneficial relationship for sure. Still, given Jinu's surprise after seeing Rumi's markings for the first time, I doubt Mystery would have told his fellow demons about his half-sister.
Can't get at the souls, and his flame grows cold. Just a whisper in the dark.
Number 3. Mystery's double meaning. Aside from Jinu, I doubt that the Saja boys used their real names when forming their K-pop group. Instead, they chose names that matched the performance they put on to attract the human fans. There are members like Romance and Baby who speak for themselves, while Abby's name is a play on words that references his physique. Naturally, many people assume that Mystery's name alludes to the fact that he speaks very little, obscures his face, and hides behind the other Saja boys. No one knows who he is or what he's about, putting a complete air of mystery around him. However, everything done in K-pop Demon Hunters was done with intention, and the amount of detail and multi-story layering that went into the film's production is impossible to ignore. So what if Mystery's name held double meaning and served as a hint to the viewer that there was more to his character than meets the eye? Could there be a mystery surrounding the tight-lipped Saja boy that we remained unaware of until the end? Does he hold the key to reuniting Rumi with her biological family? Sometimes the best theories come from the thinnest threads, and I think Mystery might be another half-demon hidden in plain sight.
Isn't he great? Woo! Jinu, everybody! Yeah, Jinu!
Number 4. Mystery's appearance. Another detail that supports the secret sibling theory is Mystery's appearance. We already covered how he might hide his face to obscure his features, but we haven't touched on his design or color palette. Unlike humans, most demons are born with natural features and appearances. Demons can come in a variety of shapes and sizes. Mystery himself had massive tusk-like fangs before adopting his human appearance. He also had light lilac hair, meaning his hair as a Saja boy is also all natural. Rumi also has another unnatural color for hair, one she was seemingly born with. As an adult, she's known for her vibrant purple hair, but we see a flashback of her childhood where her hair is the same color. Naturally, she likely has her father to thank for the standout feature. There's certainly no doubt she's the main character or where she inherited her more unique features from. Fans of this theory believe that Rumi and Mystery's purple hair, albeit in different shades, points to their shared parent.
Celine, do hunters kill all demons?
Yes.
So everything that has patterns?
Number 5. Mystery and Rumi interactions. It's a shame, but the other Saja boys are often overlooked compared to Jinu, who plays the compelling male lead, secondary antagonist, and reform villain. They don't have half as many lines as Jinu combined, and the most we hear from them is when they're performing on stage. With that in mind, Mystery interacts with the other characters least of all, preferring to keep to himself most of the time. Many fans pick apart his brief scenes with Zoe, who has a clear crush on him throughout the film, so it's no surprise that we often overlook his smaller interactions with other characters. The theory points out the few instances where Mystery and Rumi interact with one another. After the Saja boys first cross paths with Huntrix and Rumi falls to the ground with her tonics, we can briefly see Mystery smiling to himself, potentially glad to see the hunters and his sister up close for the first time. Later on, after the joint signing between the two groups, Rumi takes a double take as Mystery passes her by as if she senses something different about him but can't put her finger on why. Naturally, she gets preoccupied by her meetings with Jinu and preparing for the Idol Awards, but had they had a little more time together, they might have uncovered the truth.
Patterns? I hate them, just like I hate all demons, how I hate Kima.
I know what you're probably thinking. Zoe saw Mystery's face during their last fight and she didn't say anything about him looking like Rumi. That's fair, but we're also talking about the same person who saw markings on the Saja boys and assumed they were magicians rather than demons. She might not have noticed the comparison until later, and by then, it's too late. You might also be thinking that Zoe killed Mystery, so why would the writers bother giving him such a complicated background just to write him out of future installments? I'll remind you that we have no idea what happens to demons when a hunter takes them out. It's possible they're sent back to Guima and resealed behind the Hun Moon, forced to relive centuries of torment for failing their demon lord. If so, then the Saja boys could return and Rumi could still learn the truth about her little brother. What are your thoughts about this new theory? Could Rumi have a family reunion in her future? Let us know in the comments below.
Jinu? Jinu? Oh, meet you? I'm not gonna meet you. Who do you think you are?
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
I know what it feels like to have them.
Feel? You're a demon. Demons don't feel anything.
Is that what you think?